The idea that small hinges swing big doors applies perfectly with today's video. A lot of us in the menswear space, me included, talk about things that make a really big impact, right? So maybe it's a new style of shirt for the summer, or an amazing pair of boots for the winter, or the perfect suit, the perfect fragrance. You get the idea. But I want to go a little deeper with this video and highlight some of the small, subtle details that mostly go unnoticed when you zoom out and look at the big picture, but when you zoom in, it helps tie everything together. These are those small, easy wins that can elevate your entire look, starting with the hem of your pants. The length of your pants changes pretty much everything. Proper length pants can make you look taller, leaner, and way more put together, period. Even your jeans should be hemmed properly for your proportions and your shoe choice. So if you look down at your feet and your pants are swallowing up your shoes, they're too long and it just looks like you're wearing somebody else's clothes. A slight break or no break at all makes you look taller, cleaner, and just way more intentional. I know though that a lot of guys are afraid of tailoring their pants too short because they were made fun of in grade school for wearing high waters. But things are just different now. But I'm not saying to go out and buy a bunch of crop pants that look like capri pants, but look, it's totally okay to have a slight break versus a puddle. Then we have your collar. A nice structured collar changes everything, because if your collar collapses or folds underneath your jacket or loses its shape, the whole look just sort of feels sloppy, even if your shirt is really expensive. Use collar stays or just get shirts with firm collars or use an iron. So if you pull a shirt out of your closet and the collar just looks out of shape, just take 3 minutes and iron it before heading out the door. I have got many very nice shirts, and for whatever reason, the collar just never looks quite right after they come out of the wash. So I know that those are the shirts that I need to iron before leaving the house that day. It's not that big of a deal and they'll look good the rest of the day. Then we have matching leather tones. Now this is an old school rule, but it still holds up today. Match your belt and your shoes, right? So black belt, black shoes, brown belt, brown shoes, you get the idea. But you can also go a step further, because if you're carrying a leather bag or wearing a leather bracelet or even a leather watch strap, try to keep those tones cohesive. It doesn't have to be perfect, but just make sure it's somewhat coordinated. Then we have matching metals. Now this is something that probably 95% of guys overlook because it's really subtle. So if you've got like a gold watch, a silver ring, and a rose gold belt buckle, it just looks sort of chaotic. The thing is though, you don't need to be super strict about this one, but at least try to keep your metals within the same family. Silver with silver and gold with gold. Now one thing that I've noticed is the flexibility of a two-tone watch bracelet. Now this makes a lot of sense, because if you think about it, if you've got a gold ring or a silver ring, a watch like that kind of works. The other thing that I will say is that rose gold is kind of a tough one to match, because I think on the surface you would think that it would match with gold, but in reality it can be a little difficult. So let's talk about your belt buckle. The one thing that I love is the ability to swap out my buckles, just like this, and my straps, I guess depending on what I'm wearing. So I don't wear rings or necklaces or anything like that, but I always do wear a watch. I've got silver watches and gold and also some two-tone watches. And this is really one of the reasons that I love Anson belts so much, is the ability to swap out the buckles and the straps anytime I want. Another cool thing about Anson belts is never having to worry about a bad fit. Their belts come one length and then you just cut it down to fit your size. Also, all their belts are designed with this little micro adjustment, so you always have a perfect fit. Traditional belts have those holes that are spaced out like an inch apart, and they just never ever seem to be in the right place. But these micro adjustments are spaced out a 1/4 inch apart, so even if your waistline fluctuates after a really big dinner, you always have a perfect fit. These are good looking, they're amazing quality, the fit is always perfect, the buckles are of course interchangeable, and they've got colors and styles to match practically any outfit and any shoe. There are thousands of combinations to choose from, and in my opinion, these are the best belts on the planet, and they're practically all I wear anymore. Click the link down below in the description for the best offer going right now. Whether you're just purchasing one belt and buckle or taking advantage of their box sets, or maybe you want to go check out their brand new Buffalo collection with an embossed crocodile pattern, these things are beautiful. go hit that link down below and get something for yourself today. All right, circling back over to watches. Now, another tip is correct watch proportion. Your watch doesn't have to be expensive, but it should fit your wrist, because if it's too big, it looks clunky, and if it's too small, it can look dated and maybe a little feminine. Whether you're going with a smartwatch or an analog watch, pick a case size that complements your wrist, because a lot of the smartwatches I'm seeing can look excessively big. And bonus points if the metal on your watch also matches your wedding ring and your belt buckle. It's just another one of those little things that creates harmony that people can't quite put their finger on, but they do notice. Now, this one is really interesting, and it's well-fitted sleeves. Baggy sleeves make your arms basically disappear. But on the flip side, sleeves that fit you just right give you some definition, even if you're not like a regular at the gym. This applies to t-shirts, polos, sweaters, pretty much everything. You want your sleeve to gently hug your upper arms, but not be overly tight. It's just another one of those little subtle moves that we're talking about, and it helps to frame your body in the best way possible. Then make sure to wear a fragrance. It doesn't have to be overpowering, because it's not about the whole room being able to smell you. It's about leaving a trace and a memory. You don't need 7 or 8 sprays either. I generally do like 4 max. I'll do 1 on the back of my neck, and then 1 on each side of my neck, and then 1 on my wrist, and then I'll just pat my wrist together and let go, right? So just don't rub or anything like this. Just 1 here, touch together, wait a second, and let go. Then we have clean shoes, because it doesn't matter how nice your clothes are. If your shoes are dirty, scratched, or falling apart, the whole outfit just falls apart. Condition your leather, use suede brushes, wipe off the sides of your soles, and just look like a guy who pays attention, because that is what style is all about. Then go with an invisible undershirt or no undershirt at all. We've all seen it before, right? A really nice dress shirt ruined by a big white undershirt neckline showing through right here. It just looks awkward, and it's like everyone can see your underwear. So go with an invisible, form-fitting undershirt like the ones that have a really deep V and are also skin tone colored. Groom your neckline and your facial hair, because style isn't always just about what you wear, it's also about how you maintain and look after yourself. Keep your beard trimmed and shaped. Trim down your neckline, and also trim the hair on the back of your neck in between haircuts, because these little grooming tweaks signal that you've got discipline and self-respect, and that always looks good. Then make sure you go with the right socks. Save the white socks for the gym. If it's summertime and you're wearing some lightweight loafers, go sockless or go with those no-show socks. Avoid those crazy, wacky cartoon socks, and if you're dressing up a little, closely match your sock color to the color of your pants. It's that simple. Another subtlety is not carrying a big, fat wallet. If you're going out somewhere, you don't need to carry a giant wallet with every single credit card you own. Try this. If you've got like a tri-fold wallet or a bifold wallet, sometimes there's a little insert inside where you put your driver's license. Just use this. That's right, I've been using this little thin wallet for years now. So if you have a wallet like I just mentioned, take that little insert out and just carry your driver's license and maybe 1 or 2 cards and maybe some cash, and that's kind of it, right? Because think about it. Do you seriously need your Costco card on a Friday night when you're out at dinner? Only take what you need and keep your pocket bulge to a minimum. Here's another big one, and it's intentional tucking. A lot of guys just do whatever's comfortable without thinking about the effect. So if you're going with your shirt untucked, make sure the shirt was designed that way. If the shirt tails hang down past about mid-fly or cover your butt, that shirt needs to be tucked in because it looks like you're wearing a dress. And listen, if you guys enjoyed this one, please do me a huge favor and hit the like button to help the algorithm show this video to more guys who need to see it. And as always, my friends, thank you so much for watching. Live well, and I'll see you in the next one.